All right, people. So I'm here with your Raw review, and I'm not happy about this show. Let me get into the main reason why. Your champion's not even there. This is what I talked about in the previous week and before that. With WrestleMania and everything. You have two part-timers in the main event. I mean, you give the belt to Goldberg, who's a part-timer, doesn't show up but half the time. Then you give Lesnar the belt now, and he's not even fucking there. We got no feud for Payback. We got no championship match for Payback. It's a disaster. I mean, half the people who hold this belt are part-timers. I mean, you look at the champions, Triple H, Goldberg, Lesnar has now been champion twice. It's ridiculous. So, no Lesnar. That's great. Good job, WWE. Way to give the belt to a part-timer. Great choice there. So we have Miz and Maurice impersonating Cena to begin the show. I mean, we've seen this before from these two. It's like the only thing they do now, it seems like. But I mean, it was all right. I mean, I'm a fan of impersonations. I think they're funny. I mean, but it was all right there. They're kind of mocking how Cena and Nikki are gonna go to Hollywood or whatever the fuck, and then they, Hollywood's not good. They didn't accept Cena and Maurice. So then Dean Ambrose comes out and he acts like he thinks it's actually Cena. I mean, it was a little bit funny, but I mean, at the same time, only a dumbass would think that it's not that it's actually Cena out there. But I mean, I guess you could argue, oh, he was just being sarcastic. I don't fucking. But I mean, it was an all right little segment there. I mean, a little bit funny, but in the end, it was kind of pointless because I mean, Ambrose had a match with Owens and Miz had a match with Sami Zayn. So I mean, kind of a pointless, just random segment to start off the show. And now they're doing the superstar shakeup too. People are going to new rosters. I mean, I think it's a little bit overhyped. I mean, big fucking deal. People are just, some people are going to go on Raw, some are going to go on SmackDown. It's not like a huge deal. So then we have the Revival defeating the New Day. The match was boring. It was only 5 minutes and 15 seconds long. The only good part was the ending there from the top rope, finisher off the top rope there by the Revival. The rest of it sucked and was boring. I gave it 0.75 out of 5 stars. Once again, a match about 5 minutes long. Then we have Kurt Hawkins coming out to cut a promo. I guess he's on Raw now. Who the fuck cares? Big Show comes out and punches him. I mean, really? That's supposed to be entertainment? Just a waste of time. Perkins defeats Austin Aries. The match was all right. Once again, a match under 5 minutes. You give it twice as long or 3 times as long, it probably would have been a better match. Way better match, but 2.5 out of 5 stars for the actual match. But after the match, Perkins turns heel. Fucking good. A good thing with the cruiserweight division. I mean, his gimmick of acting like a little child and dabbing all the fucking time and acting like a video game character is so fucking dumb. It's retarded. It appeals to fucking 9-year-olds. So to see him turn heel was a good moment there. That was definitely good. They'll probably not do anything with it, but I'm just glad a man who acts like a 9-year-old turned heel. Then we have Rollins coming out to cut a promo. Just pretty basic. I mean, all he says is, we're staying on Raw. I'm staying on Raw. I have people to fight here like Samoa Joe. And then Angle comes out and says, oh, you're welcome on Raw. You're welcome to stay. It's just not much of a promo. Nothing really got done or accomplished here. Nothing entertaining. And then Samoa Joe comes out and they brawl for like a minute until Seth Rollins clears them out of the ring. I mean, pretty uneventful segment here. Then we have Nia Jax defeating Charlotte. I mean, what the fuck is up with Nia Jax? I mean, like, one segment she's kicking everybody's ass, but then she never wins a title belt. She's hardly in any title matches, and she doesn't win anything. I mean, the only championship match, she's been here like 9 months now? A year? I mean, the only championship match she's been in, I believe, is that Fatal 4-Way at WrestleMania, and that was a Fatal 4-Way. She's never even been in a one-on-one title match. So, I mean, she just defeats Charlotte like that. I thought that was dumb. I mean, Charlotte's multiple-time champion, one of the top women in this Divas division here. So, I mean, why the fuck would you put Nia Jax over her just like that? I mean, it's a fucking 6-minute match, and Nia just wins. Like, I mean, I thought that was pretty dumb. I gave it a half star out of 5. It was a boring fucking match. Nia Jax is not athletic at all. Just like Roman Reigns, the only reason she's here is because she's related to The Rock. or that fucking Samoan family, whatever the fuck it's called. And the match just sucked. I mean, she's not a good wrestler. I mean, when she's doing her leg drop, her vertical's like 6 inches when she gets off the ground. I mean, she hardly even gets off the ground. She's such a big person. Then we have Balor defeating Mahal in just a pointless ass 2-minute and 45-second match here. 0 out of 5 stars. I mean, and then we get Bray Wyatt. You know, I guess he's on Raw now, so he cuts like a 1-minute promo on the Tron and the Titantron. You know, not much here. Okay, Bray Wyatt's on Raw. We'll see where they go with that. But match, I mean, just a waste of time, really. I mean, Jinder Mahal has fucking veins popping out of his skin. I mean, it's fucking disgusting. I mean, what the fuck is up with that guy? I mean, what roids is that guy on? I mean, does he really tense up so his veins pop out of his skin? Does that think he's going to get him over? I mean, it's just gross. Then we have Sami Zayn defeating The Miz. I don't really get the logic here because they seem to be pushing Miz a little bit more with his little gimmick and everything. But why put a jobber like Sami Zayn over The Miz then? I mean, I think Sami Zayn's talented and all, but I mean, they've not done anything with him. Sami Zayn is a jobber. So why would you put, you know, somebody like The Miz over him? It just makes no sense. The match was only 4.5 minutes long. It was just a typical fucking match. Again, a short-ass match. I gave it a 0.5 star out of 5. Then we have one of my favorite moments of the night. My favorite moment of the night by far. Braun Strowman just kills Roman Reigns. Almost literally, just destroys him. This was fucking great. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, though. I keep saying this company is too basic. They don't do anything unique. This was unique. This is the kind of stuff you have to see on Raw on a daily basis. This was, you know, you had Strowman putting him through a table. You had him smashing this, like, crate into his face. You had him throwing him, you know, off the stage or off a ramp in the back. And then you have him tipping over the ambulance with Reigns inside. You could argue, oh, maybe a little bit unrealistic with, you know, the ambulance and everything. But, you know, it is a scripted show, so you can stretch your imagination a little bit, I believe. But, I mean, I thought it was good. I thought it was unique. I thought it was very well done. And the good thing about it is no more Roman Reigns for the time being. Aha, that's great. Great news right there, people. Now, he might be back in like 2 weeks or some shit like that, but I hope it's more like fucking 4 months. So this was a great segment. Great action. Great result with no more Roman Reigns. So that was good. Then we have the Hardys and Sheamus and Cesaro defeating Gallows and Anderson and the Shitty Stars. I remarked about a week ago when these two returned that they'll probably just be fucked up, just like, remember what they did with the Dudleys? I mean, the Dudleys returned, everybody was happy, it was a great moment, but, you know, before you know it, they're just another tag team wasted by WWE, and they fucked them up. Same thing with the Hardys. So already a week after their return, they're in this fucking 8-man tag match, they're an afterthought. I mean, they're just thrown in there. They just seem like a regular team now, and I mean, they still have some pizzazz after they returned. I mean, there's still some, you know, excitement to see them, but I mean, they're gonna get there where they're just another tag team eventually. I mean, probably fairly soon. I mean, this match is only 4 minutes and 10 seconds long. Just a fucking waste of time, and does not showcase the Hardys well. I mean, they should have been in a one-on-one match or something like that to make them seem more important. But this was just a short fucking bad match. So a 0.5 star out of 5. Then we get your Divas segment here with Sasha Banks. I guess Mickie James and Alexa Bliss are now on Raw. Bayley was also in this segment. I'm fucking tired of Bayley too. Oh, thank you guys. You know, thank you fans for everything. I remember fucking 20 years ago when I was at Madison Square Garden with my dad, and my dad's so proud. I mean, she is the most suck-up babyface I've seen. Sobs. I mean, she's like a politician. You know, when a politician gets backed into a corner, oh, I met this 5-year-old child with cancer, and he was... I mean, all these fucking sob stories. I mean, enough. Cut a real fucking promo. Cut a fucking badass promo. Enough with your sob stories, Bayley. Enough with your motherfucking hugging. Going around hugging everybody. That's not a fucking legitimate gimmick. It's a childish gimmick. She's like 8 years old. I mean, like many people on this roster act like they're 8 years old. Bayley does too. I mean, be tough. Be strong. Don't act like a fucking child. I mean, it's just... So frustrating. So you get this promo here, and Nia Jax comes out again. You know, it's pretty short promo, pretty much just introducing these new divas. So then you got Nia Jax coming out and attacking everybody, and she looks tough. She looks strong. Why? Like, why do they do this? It's like, this is why nobody ever gets over, is because they can't ever make up their mind who they want to make look strong, who they want to make look good. You got Nia Jax coming out, you know, beating Charlotte this week and also attacking all the other divas. But then she fucking can never win anything. Can never win a championship. Can never get in a title match. So like, it's like, make up your mind. Same thing with like Miz and Sami Zayn. You know, they take all this time to build up Miz, but then he gets beat by Sami Zayn. You know, and I could say the same thing with Lesnar. I mean, they take all this time to build up Lesnar, and then they job him out to Goldberg. I mean, it's like, so much of that 50-50 booking, it never gets anybody over. You have to have, you know, your top stars, your middle stars, and then your jobbers. You can't have everybody the same. It doesn't work like that. It's like everybody's the same, and then you got Roman Reigns. That's pretty much it. But now we don't have Roman Reigns because he's injured. Haha. So then you get your main event. Ambrose defeats Owens. It was a decent match here. There was a couple nice moves in here. It wasn't a great match, but it was definitely decent. It was definitely, you know, not a bad match. So I gave it 2.75 out of 5 stars. Then after, you got Jericho coming out and hitting the code breaker on Owens. But like, same thing though. It's like so basic. I mean, it's so basic. I mean, that's all you're gonna do is Jericho comes out and hits a code breaker. Wow, what a creative thought that is, right? What a creative way to build up to the match. I mean, it's so basic. I mean, that's as basic as you get. I mean, all these builds to these matches, everything they do with the storylines are just so fucking basic. I mean, there's no intricate storylines. It's not, you know, an in-depth story. There's no, like, they don't make it seem like there's true heat between the two guys, or, you know, at least make an effort to build it up a little bit better than they're doing right now. I mean, I don't expect everything to be great. I don't expect every storyline to have, you know, this whole intricate plot behind it. But for like the main ones, have a good reason behind why these two people are feuding. Have good builds. Have good promos. But you can't have that because WWE writers are obviously incompetent, and you can't have it either with the main feuds because Brock Lesnar's not even there. So how are you gonna have a feud with your Universal title? You're not, because he's not even there. So good job, WWE. Way to take, you know, what's supposed to be your, you know, the main part of the show, the head of the show, you know, the man who represents Raw, the face of Raw. And not even have him there, not even have a championship feud. So good job, WWE. That's a great creative decision there. Yeah, don't put the belt on Finn Balor or Kevin Owens or Seth Rollins or Sami Zayn or somebody, you know, Cesaro, somebody who's actually there every week. Give it to Brock. Yeah, that's a great choice. So there you go, people. Not too happy with this Raw. I mean, you had a couple of good things, you know, Braun Strowman attacking Reigns, heel turn from Perkins, a decent main event, but I mean, it wasn't a terrible show, but overall, I thought it was a bad show. And especially bad because Lesnar's not even there. I mean, Raw already is starting, you know, in the red zone, you know, in the red, because it's a 3-hour show and every week it fucking sucks. So it's already, you know, before you even, you know, watch the first minute of Raw, you already have a negative perspective of this show. But you add on even more negative perspective when you don't even have your champion there. So there you go, people. There's your Raw review.